Good morning. What in the flippity doodah day do you have going on here, Cyrus? What are you doing exactly? Wait for this automobile to go by. As if you don't have enough projects as it is. Why? Why? You never finish any of them. Maybe I do. I just don't finish the big ones. I like these smaller projects. I'm not going to tell you how much. I actually traded for it. But you know how the saying goes. Let's just say you got a marketplace, this thing might cost $1,500. So by the time it's all said and done, this $1,500 is gonna be the best $6,000 you've ever spent. Anyways, so we've been enjoying the kayaking. You know, we've got the past, you've watched the videos, we've got the kayak. I did a review on the Lifetime Tioga that I have. Very enjoyable for what it is. Cheap entertainment. About a $280 kayak. Gets you in really tight spots. Good for low water, narrow, lightweight, easy to transport. That's got its ups and downs. So what is the downs on that? You can't carry a lot of gear, especially if you're getting close to that max weight rating. So if you want to go camping on the water, now they've got more expensive kayaks. That's one of the things I was thinking about doing, was getting a more expensive kayak, anywhere from the range of $1,000 to close to $2,000 for a kayak that would be able to load up a bunch of camping gear, etc. for you know, if you wanted to do an overnight stay. On that Lifetime, by the time you loaded up a tent, food, cooking utensils, it would be pretty sketchy on the cheap one we've got. And sometimes I just want to be able to take friends and family on the same vessel you're on. Let's say I wanted to take my 4-year-old daughter out on the water, get her started on fishing, etc. Something of this nature fits the bill. So, you have a dog buddy you want to take. I've got a friend that kayaks, and he's got wiener dogs. They do great on his kayaks. But you get a bigger dog, such as Blue Cheese here. Come here, Blue Cheese. Come here, Blue Boo. Get him. Oh, quit being a dead weight. You fat cow. Sit. Stay. Is this something you could do? Could we train an old dog new tricks? Could you ride down the river smelling the wildlife? Living the life of luxury? Ow. Hold still. Blue Cheese weighs 80 pounds. He's not going to fit on my kayak with me. Okay, you got a lab, something of that nature, a bigger dog. They're not going to be really a fishing buddy on your kayak with a low weight capacity. So I had a friend that had this on Facebook Marketplace. I just happened to see it, and I was like, you know what, that would be an extra nautical vessel for me to include a couple family members on my expeditions, or if I wanted to go camping down the river somewhere, this is gonna haul it all. So I got this from a buddy. I did a trade. I'm not gonna tell you what I traded it for, but he's an avid duck hunter, and I think last year he said he got a permit for alligator hunting. I don't know if he got one, but he used this for alligator hunting as well. So he had it set up for duck hunting mostly. We'll do a run around of it, but I like fishing. I haven't done much hunting, duck hunting, water hunting of that nature. It could be something we could get into down the road, but I just wanted to do a before and after video. I'm not going to go full crazy on this. I'd like to get it on the water, clean it up a little bit, get it on the water as is, mostly as is, check for leaks, see how she does. It does have an outboard. I'll go through that here in a second. Try to quit talking so much. Anything else I need to say about it? So we did the trade, and I think it was a good trade. This thing I'll use more than the thing I traded. So what do we have here? This is a 1984 Brunswick Marine Monark. I may have said those in the wrong order. Something of that nature. It is a 14-foot long John boat. The width at the bottom, at the floor, is 48 inches. So 14 foot long, 48 inches wide. The width across the beam is roughly about, which is from here to here, is roughly about 66 inches. So it's a good stable boat. Flat bottom. It is a 1984 model. So it's pretty old, fairly old. I was born in 1980, so. And if you're over here, you'll see what we have here. What is this? So this plywood was actually in the boat. We're gonna end up replacing that eventually. I'm gonna go over the motors I have here, outboards. But let's go. He's got these navigation lights. Let's have some small batteries in them. Cool beans, and then he's got these lights up here, like I said, for duck hunting, going out in the dark. So we're going to clean up the bottom, flip it over, get all of the twigs, shotgun shells. This used to have a middle seat, he said, and he took it out. So you got the platform here, aluminum platform up front. Then it's got the seat in the back, which he put a hatch in for storage. I will have to reinforce this across, put some kind of unistrut or something across, just to give it more weight capacity for my fat butt. And the trailer it's on is actually a bass boat trailer. So it's a little overkill for the actual boat, which is cool. Nothing wrong with having a sturdy trailer. And this is funny. I want to show you this. So the bass boat has got a V-shaped hull, whereas this has got a flat hull. See that? They put like a preacher curl pad off a weight machine on the front, welded it in there to accept the flat hull. That's very ingenious. So I sent off for the registration. Only about 11 bucks to do that. Fill out the paperwork, mail that in to the Department of Wildlife. Alright, let's talk about these motors. What's the scenario on those? So this one right here came with the boat. Now the status on this motor, this is a 1974 Johnson 9.9 with electric start. Now then the thing is, supposedly it runs good, but the last time he had it out, the clutch started slipping. It started slipping out of gear. So inside here is what they call a clutch dog that's got ears on it, and more than likely those ears got worn down, so it started slipping. Now then, I told my boss, or I heard my boss talking about an outboard he had. He was going to give it to somebody, and the somebody wasn't interested in it, so I was like, hey, I could probably use that. Without even knowing what model it was, he just said he had an extra outboard, been sitting for about 10 years, and it would need some tinkering to keep it starting. So either some carb work or some points or something. But otherwise it was a good motor. Ran good other than that. So I was like, hey, I could use that. Didn't even know what model it was or any of that. So I went to pick it up, and what would you know? It's a 1974 Johnson 9.9. The exact same motor. What are the chances of that? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this lower off of this motor that needs some tinkering up top to keep it running. I'm going to take that off, and I'm going to put it on here. Mount it to this one that, as far as we know, runs well. That's what a coincidence. So, what are the next steps then? We get a working outboard motor, get it mounted on here. It's electric start, but it's also got a pull handle. So if I can get the pull handle operational, it may be, I'm not saying it's not operational, but if I can get it started reliably with the pull handle before even getting the battery, we may take it out. I do have to get a fuel tank to A, test it, and to B, put it on the boat and run it down the water. Also, we need a reliable vehicle to pull this boat with. Black Tragic over here in the background has been giving me some issues with death wobble in the suspension. So I've got to buy front tires because they are completely worn, and I'm going to have to buy front suspension parts to get rid of the death wobble. Or I'm going to show you a video here. Insert the video of the Lincoln. I stole the bumper off of the WJ and put it on the Lincoln. So I don't know yet if I want to jack the Lincoln up and make it back road compatible. It's the more dependable vehicle. Do I want to put a lift kit on it and put bigger tires on it, throw a hitch on it to where I can pull this boat with the Lincoln? Lifted Lincoln, luxurious backroads vehicle, or do I want to dump more money into the Jeep on tires and suspension components to where it doesn't shake like crazy going down the road? So we've got to work on our towing vehicle as well. And then we'll take it out on the water, check for leaks, see what it does before we do any customizing, any painting, repainting, any decking, etc., etc. Sorry for the long, rambling, boring portion. You gotta do that portion before you can do fun customizing, etc.